Hey guys, what's up? This is entry 2 into my Destiny journal, and I've become very comfortable with patrols. I'm sure they're probably not the most exciting thing in the world to do in the game, but I recently hit level 15, and I'm giving Crucible some serious thought, so I'm probably gonna, for the time being, I might just buy a 1 month PlayStation Plus subscription, and then by the time that expires, I'll more than likely have my tax return, or because I do my taxes early, or I'll have a really huge paycheck because I'll have New Year's and Christmas on there. So since I'm working both those days, I'll get some buku bucks. But yeah, I've been just running patrols and doing chest farming and just killing everything that I can on Earth in old Russia, and that's how I've been kind of just going through and leveling up and trying to find some gear and get some glimmer and stuff. I've been hoarding spin metal leaves, but yeah, it's been pretty fun. Have been doing bounties to get the Vanguard reputation, and it's not so bad. I got into a couple jams, but luckily there's some friendly people around to help me out. I haven't come across anybody that's been like a real asshole yet. Everybody that I've come across has been pretty cool. I have run into some of these disciples of Crota that have been making my life miserable. Come around the corner. Thankfully, for the most part, they kind of keep to themselves. I did have a bad experience where I accidentally disturbed one, and then he just came and whooped my fucking ass. So that was pretty ugly. But all in all, I still have a pretty good outlook on the game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's pretty addicting because it's like, well, just a little bit longer, and maybe I'll get another piece of loot, you know. So these loot games are bad for me because I get a little. What's 10 more minutes gonna hurt? What if those 10 minutes is what separates some really awesome piece of gear and not seeing anything really awesome? I know in the last video I said that you can't go into this expecting it to be like Borderlands because it doesn't work like that at all. And I don't know if it's now because I'm a higher level or if I'm managing my time better, but I would say that the loot drops are they feel pretty good. You don't. It's still I still kind of get the feeling that like it's sort of rewarding, especially with the engrams, because uh, you kind of get that sense of mystery, like what's it going to be. And so far, I've lucked out and gotten some decent gear out of there. I got a hand cannon that I used for a few levels, and then my current hand cannon, I forget where I got it. But all in all, it's still a pretty solid experience. Like I said, I mean, I haven't even delved into the multiplayer yet. I haven't done any strikes or anything like that. I'm having fun. All that stuff I do plan on doing. It's just I haven't really just gotten around to it yet. I'm having a lot of fun just kind of farting around and dicking around on my own and just getting a feel for it. I really, man, I wish I could almost record probably the entire time I play, because every time I'm not recording, I have these really badass moments. And I'm like, fuck, I wish I was recording that. But then I don't know if I have the patience to sit through like 3 hours of footage to fucking sort through all the badass stuff. But I think I am gonna make a montage later on with different things. I'm getting pretty good with the throwing knives, liking those. I do miss from time to time. I don't judge it right, or I haven't got the range down quite yet. Like I've hit a couple guys like in their shin with them, but more often than not, I'm getting pretty good with anticipating where the enemy's going to go, and I can usually pop them in the head with my throwing knife. Uh, I'm starting to use it more of a last resort, like when I got an enemy or two in front of me, and and I have to reload. As soon as the reload animation ends, or at least the count down in the corner switches back to a full magazine, then usually I chuck my knife just to buy me some time and to and the animation of the reloading a little bit faster. But it's I unlocked the Blade Dancer, but I don't know if I'm gonna go that route because right now, and I messed around with the Warlock a little bit more,
Secured it all.
but
Let's
so
move.
far it really kind of seems like the Hunter's the way I'm gonna go. It's just it, the Hunter suits my playstyle a lot more than the Warlock does. But then again, I don't want to make I don't want to jump the gun there until I fiddle around a little bit more. And I at least want to get all three classes up to like level 10 or level 15. I figure by then I'll have a pretty good idea on them and how they'll play out, and if they suit how I play the game. But plus two, like I said, I want to start giving the Crucible a whirl and see how that goes. I forget what the free for all mode's called. Rampage? I can't remember, but that's probably the
We've
route I'm
got
going to
trouble
go.
brewing.
Unless I get hooked up with some friends to make a fire team or whatever. But if I'm on by myself, then I'll probably just go the free for all route and see how that goes for me. I'll probably get my ass handed to me, but yeah, we'll see. But all in all, it's one of these games that it feels really good. Like they did a lot right. I can understand some people's complaints, but right now the lack of story is, or well, the lack of in-game story is kind of irritating a little bit because it. I would like to know more about the world without having to go online and read through a bunch of shit. But the gameplay is so solid, and the gunplay especially is so solid that I really don't care. I'm just having fun, and that's really, like I said, I can take really good gameplay over a lack of story or a bad story, and vice versa. But if they're both terrible, then that's just bad. But this is any lack in the story is definitely made up for with how good the game plays and feels and stuff like that. And really, I can't level any complaints to the gameplay. Now, one thing I will say is the loot, I think, feels better than, say, Borderlands. And I hate to keep making that comparison, but really it's the only other game I've played that's a shooter and like a loot-based shooter. Borderlands, you got some weapons that felt pretty fucking useless, and I can't say that I've really come across anything that feels dog-ass useless in this game. But, I mean, that could change once I get closer to the higher levels. But generally, outside of the guns that don't quite fit my playstyle, I haven't found anything that I haven't really been able to make work. Just about every hand cannon that's an improvement over the one that I would be using has felt pretty good. And the only thing I don't like, and I might have just had a bad one and I'll have to give them another go, is I'm not real big on the shotguns. But like I said, I mean, it could have just been maybe I did get a bad one, or maybe because it was just the kind that it was. I don't know. But I'm not, wasn't real impressed with the shotguns. Now, right now, with my Hunter, I like using a hand cannon as my primary. I switch back and forth depending on the situation between a fusion rifle and a sniper rifle for my special. And then my heavy duty, I've been running with a machine gun, just because it seems I get a little bit more mileage out of it than a rocket launcher, but your mileage may vary. Everybody plays different and everybody has different styles to them, but that's just what I've ended up becoming comfortable with the longer I've played. And I think that's about it so far.
This is a message from Eva Levante in
Yeah,
the tower. I'm looking for some
I don't
scans
think
of
there's
Golden
much
Age
else to
remains.
discuss in this video, but yeah, that's basically it. I did kind of going back to that whole wandering around thing. I did come across some really terrible encounters just wandering around in old Russia. I went through an area and I'm like, oh, this is new, and it was manageable. I mean, the enemies were right around the level I was at, and then like the next level, you aimed at them and there was question marks where their level should be. So I was like, yeah, that's not good. But oh, I know. The only other thing I could right now, one major criticism I could probably level at the game, it doesn't really explain a whole lot to you. Um, I know now how everything works by going online and reading it, but like when you reach level 15 and it opens up your subclass, it doesn't really like tell you a whole lot, and or maybe I missed something somewhere, but it just seems like some of the user interface stuff isn't. It feels a little counterintuitive at times. Like I don't know. I'm not saying the game has to hold your hand, but I feel like at times it doesn't tell you enough, maybe. But then again, that could just be me. I'm kind of just I sort of just kind of dove into it and went off a running. So maybe I'm starting to take my time a little bit more, but I can see how more impatient people or younger people could get kind of confused and frazzled and stuff like that. But yeah, I spent a lot of time running around doing missions and patrols and chest runs. I know it's probably, like I said, not the most constructive way to spend my time in the game, but uh, I had some fun. But anyways, guys, I'll keep you updated on how my Destiny experience is going. Probably going to take a break, hopefully, and go back to Infamous, because I would like to finish First Light. And the Holodome comes out tomorrow for Borderlands. Or today if you're watching this on Tuesday. Or yesterday on Wednesday. Or whatever. But, we'll see how it goes. But at any rate, guys, I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.